All right, once again, we managed to do it by board. We're here live on the internet, and today we're gonna continue on the series that we did last week, talking about polymorphic design patterns, which today is the polymorphic stack design pattern. So almost the same as choice, but a bit different.
It's very similar, I must say. And if we jump into an overview, so in essence, the use case here is kind of different. You can use it for a little bit of the same also, but one of the main use cases for this pattern is as we see here. So if you have category pages, landing pages, or even product pages, you often want to have editorial control over a set of blocks, right? Structured pieces of marketing information, typically. So the goal is to add editorial choice within a limited set of flexibility that we have defined. And in this case, you have defined, I would say, a typical set of blocks that is being used for creating landing pages. So here we have a shape, it's a category. Pretty straightforward so far. We have a structural component, multiple choice, which we call it, and where we've added a couple of pieces: banner, product slider, gallery, story slider. Typical things that you want to do in order to merchandise a landing page. And then we have a specific landing page, outdoor furniture, and here you have added a few blocks. It's a banner, it's a hero banner, it's a product slider, selected products, and another banner, sales banner. So it's a repeating set of blocks that you can add, and of course you do you and add as many as you want there. So that's in essence the pattern. I would like to show two examples. The first is more in the merchandising scope, where we have a category called outdoor furniture. And here you have, on a landing page, you typically have things that are fixed, like a title, description, maybe a hero. Here we could have had another choice, right, to choose a video or an image, but in this case it's just an image. And then we have the actual blocks that make up the merchandising on the landing page. So here we see we have a banner block, which is a piece, multiple components here. We have a product slider with some new arrivals. And if you want, you can add others like category slider, picture grid, etc. So this is a good example of how you would like to, basically create a editorial flexible set of blocks that you can use to merchandise landing pages.
Yeah, and still, like we always stress, it's still semantics in here. So all the different components are named specifically. So okay, here we have a blocks. We know it's a banner, and inside there is a title, CTAs, etc. So the only thing you might see is that you add an additional thing, which is an index, which is the index for this story slider.
Yep. And with index, you mean where it appears in the stack. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and that's it. That's the pattern, right? You just have stackable blocks, and how that looks in the shape. So the definition of the type of landing page or category that you can create is basically very similar to the polymorphic choice, but here you can do the choice many times and create a stack, right? So you have here the pieces that are available, and in this case we also allow duplicates, and this is something that I know you like to talk about.
It is because this is one case and one use case for it, that you can create some what we call stackable blocks on a landing page, for example, or a category, to have some editorial freedom. But other cases are, you could use the same as we did in choices. But remember, in the polymorphic choice, it's one choice, but here there are multiple. So if you say allow duplicates to no, it means that, okay, you can only make a choice single time, which in this case would mean that you can only create one banner. But this means that you could utilize the multiple choice component for products as well. Let's say, probably jumping a bit ahead
No, I
of
think
now,
it's a
but
perfect segue because as we looked at last time, right? You have a structure of a product where you can choose just one set of product properties. But let's do exactly what you said. Let's call it a special product with a not a big, and typically you have like a title, you might have, I don't know, a description, you know, some basic stuff that you have on every shape, and then you want to have, let's call it just properties, like this. And let's say I want ETIM core, you can choose that. You can have drill bit, you can have bit set, and banner, but no duplicates.
Exactly. Now we added the duplicates, but yes, by default it's no duplicates.
Yeah.
Just because this is, when you talk about products, having multiple could be very wrong. So by default it's no duplicates in a multiple choice. But in this case now, which means that, okay, I can select the ETIM core once, but I could also here select drill battery, bit set, but only once. So a better example here would be that, okay, let's say that you have a product and you have what I would call fragmented pieces, a lot of like for, okay, this is an electrical appliance, so you would like to add voltage and stuff like this, but also maybe it's something physical, so it has dimensions. So this is a way that you can basically fragment your product into different sets of properties, and then you, the editor, choose when you create a new product.
Super test. I think this example is brilliant, by the way. But where we have here, so ETIM core, right? So we want to have the basic setup of certification, product passport data, things like this, because it applies to this product. But I also want to maybe just something special, just a GTIN special number that is being used for this type of product. It could be if you're selling physical products that are, you know, drill bits, etc. But then you suddenly have a book also. Maybe you want an ISBN number, right?
And then you have, here, sorry, because on ISBN you have different versions. You have ISBN 10 and 13, but some of them might only have one of them because it's never been updated since the ISBN 13 came into play.
Yeah. So this is another way of using the polymorphic stack, is to have product properties that you can keep on adding. And again, here you just need to be careful, like Didri said, because here I'm able to add a bit set and a drill. That might be good if it's a combined product that has just both a bit set and a drill. So it depends on your product universe how that you want to basically model this. But in essence, it's a pretty flexible pattern. And we see it being used both for this case, where you can add product properties depending on the type of product that you have, but very, very often in this context to create editorially controlled landing pages, merchandising for categories, etc. So that is the pattern. Pretty straightforward, but super powerful.
Exactly. So I guess that concludes our 2-episode mini-series board on polymorphic design patterns.
It's a mini-series in the mini-series of design patterns. So
it is.
We will come up with something else. We have something really cool planned. So if you want to get notified of that, what should you do, Didrik?
Same as always. try to subscribe.
And follow if you're on watching this on LinkedIn. Have a good one.
That is also true.